January 2017, I walk into my first salsa class ever, not knowing what the hell to expect, what I was getting myself into, or just, wow, how to even do a basic step. 3 years later, I am still learning the basics of body mechanics and body movement. Does that make me a perpetual beginner? No. Maybe? Possibly? If you've known me for any decent amount of time, you will know that I am no stranger to learning, and I absolutely love the process of learning. You will also know that once I dig my teeth into something, I am not gonna let go. Granted, I started dancing 3 years ago now. It was only up until the last year and a bit that things started to really gel for me. Things really started to make a difference for me. Basically, over the course of the last 12, 13, maybe 14 months, the exact number eludes me at this point, I have challenged myself to dance every single day. Think about that. Wait, didn't you say the last year? A year and a half. Every single day. Half year, 6 months, 4 months. It doesn't matter. Over the last year and a bit, I've really dedicated myself to dancing a ridiculous amount. Granted, I wasn't dancing every single day because there's days where I really don't want to do any dancing, but you get the drift. What really surprises me out of all this is how long dance has actually stuck with me. I've had a lot of passions over the years that come and go because, well, for a short amount of time, they are serving a purpose. I take that hobby on, I learn as much as I can, I ingrain it into my day-to-day habits, and then I just get bored. Get bored. 3 years later, I was still dancing. So, of course, I'm a little excited about that. So I just wanted to dig into it a little bit more to understand why I'm so excited about the fact that I have maintained this hobby for this long. I grew up under the impression that I could not dance. I don't even understand how I got myself into that thought pattern, way of thinking, mindset, but it was a prevalent thought in my mind. That could be one of the reasons why I have actually clung on to dance for so long. It could also just be that, well, there's a certain meditative quality about dancing. You just get lost in the motion, you get lost in the sauce. Ooh, lost in the sauce, I kinda like that. Lost in the craft. It just, oh God, it feels so good. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's such a liberating experience. Could also just be that there's a lot of learning to be done. Again, this is a new area for me. I am not the most flexible person on the face of this earth, so I'm kind of enjoying this new increase in flexibility and range of motion, blah, 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 blah. There is a lot to be said about all of that. But the deeper I think about all of this, I genuinely want to believe that there is more. I think there is more to dance that appeals to me than just the fact that I can now do something that I thought I wasn't able to do or any other reason. And I just really wanted to dig into that a little more. Music has always had its place in my life. It's always been at the center of everything that I've done. So perhaps it's no surprise that I feel this calling towards dance more than anything else that I've tried. I listen to music every single day. So of course, it's very little work for me to take this new craft and just throw it into the mix. Actually, I lied. There is a lot of work in dance. Like, a lot. Oh God, if I sneeze right now, people will think I have corona. Better not sneeze outside. The topic of music is such an interesting topic. Such an interesting discussion around what music actually is that can be had. From a purely technical standpoint, all music really is, are you ready for this? Is a series of vibrational changes in the atmosphere that occur at a specific frequency, a familiar frequency, also occurring in a very familiar pattern in combination with the sensory perception of those sound waves by our ears and the brain. Simply put, music is utilizing sound to capture a performance. Now, I personally think that you can experience and create and capture music using other mediums that are not sound. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I will definitely do another video on this at a later point, only because I don't want to derail the topic of this specific video, which is what dance has done for me thus far. If we're looking at the very core of music and we're saying the very core of music is the capturing of a specific performance, one has to ask the question, what makes a good performance? What makes a captivating performance? That also deserves its own video, which I will do. One observation that I've made is that a good performance, a captivating performance, is one that has a story in it. One that alludes to something happening beyond the words that are being said. That assumes there are words. If it's just, an instrumental piece, you have to feel the emotion of the players. I don't want to dig into this. This is like a difficult topic. We'll talk about this another time. But yes, the presence of a story. I think it's safe to say we all like a good story. Part of the reason why that is because we all have stories of our own. Granted, they're not as exotic to us anymore because that is our reality. We live these stories every single day, but we all have stories. The reason we like watching TV so much and movies and reading books doesn't really matter what the medium is. It's that aspect of a story. We want to buy into somebody else's, how do I even say this? Not so much vision, but we want to buy into somebody else's experience. Us buying into somebody else's experience is effectively us romanticizing the idea of going to a different place, living a different life, experiencing different things. I guess in some cases, we actually romanticize being different people. I mean, not all of us, but some of us romanticize about being different people. Is that you? Like, comment below, let me know what you guys think. Now, one core tenet of every good story is the embodiment of a journey. There has to be a specific progression that happens. It's a change, evolution. And the beauty of that story really comes in how that change actually comes to be. We don't jump into a movie or a TV show or whatever it is, a book, a song, just to know how the story ends. No. That's boring. If we wanted to do that, I guess spoilers all day, but what we really buy into is the journey that the characters are going through. The ability to be able to sell a specific character as real even when they might not be. Being able to see all the struggles that they go through, the good times that they go through, the emotions that they experience, how they got to where they are. Bringing all of that to reality in a way that brings us in to that reality, even though it's fictional. Or it might be real, doesn't really matter, but that's not the point. Is what really sells us as a good story. The journey. The writers of whatever story are effectively taking us on a roller coaster. So we best know what we're getting ourselves into. Not necessarily, don't really need to know. I guess that's part of the excitement, not knowing. So what does this actually have to do with social dancing? I mostly learned through experience and experimentation. More so on the experimentation side of things. As I've been taking myself onto the dance floor, trying out new things, I've received a variety of comments. Too theatrical, awkward, you're being weird, stop being that guy. I also had some nice comments from other people. One of the first ones were something along the lines of, you are not such a technical dancer, but you feel the music. Hold up, did you just throw me an insultiment? We might have to have words at some point. I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call you on that. Now, there are a few comments over the years that have really resonated with me and have caused me to think more about how I was dancing, what I wanted to accomplish out of my dance. The first of these comments, I feel like I'm in a nonverbal play when we dance, of course. Free to explore different characters and emotions as we explore the meaning behind the music. I kinda like that. Now, the other one, my personal favorite. It felt like I was in a bubble with you and time stopped. You have magic that pours out of you when you dance. Now, as I did the work to dig deeper into what some of these compliments actually meant, I realized that the best compliments that I had come from a place that I typically don't take myself. I had to dig deep, right? Really remind myself of certain emotions. And the reason I did that was because I just needed to be able to tap into the energy of the music and relate to it. I had to allow myself a certain level of vulnerability, which is a very difficult thing to do. Especially if you're gonna go ahead and do something that most people are gonna call awkward and strange, because it's awkward and strange. Like, just gonna own it. It's awkward and strange, but there's nothing wrong with that because that's what makes us us. That's what makes each person unique. Being able to tap into that side of you will definitely bring out a certain character. And whatever craft you're doing, doesn't necessarily have to be dance or music or filmmaking or whatever it is. Whatever you're doing, if you can tap into that sensitive side of yourself, magic. Like a freaking unicorn. It happens. I noticed that the best version of me, while I'm on the dance floor, or off the dance floor, doesn't really matter. Whatever creative thing I'm doing, comes out when I stop worrying about the world around me. We all have that inner critic in us that's like, oh my God, what if people think this? What if people think that? When I'm able to silence that, that's when I get the best results. Not only do other people see that, but I feel it within. I feel a certain release. I feel a certain sense of calm. It's very meditative. Out of all of that, I realized that I actually enjoy embodying somebody else's character. Being able to take a character and bring them to life, or being able to dig into a story that is woven into a piece of music. Being able to embody the music and how it is that I'm dancing. In summary, it's all about truly getting lost in the moment. There is a certain meditative quality to being a creator, discovering new ways to create, and again, going through that entire journey of creation till you get to a point where you come up with your creation. I want to know what you guys think. Obviously, these are all thoughts that are coming out of this thing. What aspects of dance do you enjoy? Why do you enjoy dancing? Why do you enjoy creating? Why do you enjoy the crafts that you have? Let me know in the comments below. And until next time, stay creative, stay sane, be you.